Hariom.
Mataji, I wanted to ask, so we're all born with intuitions, and as and when we age, based on the experiences, our intuitions also grow, and also I guess through meditation we can grow. But as a very normal person, so I'll give you an example, and I want to ask, my question is, how trustworthy are the intuitions?
Intuitions.
Yes. So I want to mention that one of my friends, so she got married, and after she got married, she was not very happy, and she told me after a month that the very day of her marriage, she had this intuition that she should not do it.
That she should not get married?
Yes.
Okay. After the marriage?
Yeah. No. Before
day before the marriage. Okay.
Before the marriage. So now I think she's manifesting that okay, what if I would have listened to my intuitions?
Got it.
Things would have been different. Mm-hmm. I know there's a karma as well, but I think that's another bigger science. But how much trustworthy that is?
Sure. So in general, intuition is something really to listen to. It's very trustworthy. It comes from our own inner knowing. It's absolutely a voice, a power, a knowing that you want to cultivate. The dilemma comes in that a lot of times we think something is actually intuition, and really it's just fear or desire. So someone may say, oh, I have an intuition that I'm supposed to be really rich. Can you help me get there? I have an intuition I'm supposed to be president of the country. Maybe. I'm not the intuition police. I can't tell you exactly whether that's true or not, but I would say probably it's more likely that that's a desire than an intuition. In the case of your friend who had this intuition the day before her marriage that she shouldn't get married, maybe it was an intuition. Maybe it was just premarital jitters. Maybe it was just the, oh my God, am I making the worst mistake of my life? Jitters. Most people, unless they are significantly older, have been dating or even living together for years and years and years and years and years, and the marriage is just a formality, most other people have some aspect prior to a marriage of, oh my God, is this the right decision? Oh my God, what if I make a horrible mistake? Now, in the West, where there's much more of a tradition of divorce, people may think, well, all right, anyway, it's a wrong decision, I'll get divorced. In Indian tradition, it's much more difficult because there's such a stigma about it. There's such a taboo about it, and you're sort of expected to live in any circumstance, regardless of how awful it may be. And so, for an Indian woman to have pre-wedding jitters or pre-wedding terrors or a sense of, I'm not supposed to do this, doesn't surprise me at all. I would imagine that almost all of them have it. Again, though, I can't get in your friend's mind. I can't tell you whether it was just the fear that probably they all have, and certainly should have, because you don't know, or whether it really was intuition. The dilemma is, at this point, it doesn't actually matter, because she married him. And so now the question becomes whether it was simply fear or actually intuition. She's now married. And now she needs to decide what to do. Assuming that the relationship is not harmful for her, meaning that she's not being abused in any way, not sexually, not physically, not emotionally, not psychologically, not spiritually. and it's just a matter of maybe an annoying mother-in-law, or a matter of some different views on, day-to-day living things, and you get general conflict, and, in that case, I would try to advise her to figure out how to make it work, because she's in it. And she will learn a lot of valuable lessons in learning how to make something that doesn't feel 100% perfect, how to make it work. No relationship is perfect. We've always got to work on it. There's always compromise. There's always things about the other person that you wish were different. But if the relationship is actually one in which she's being harmed on any level, thwarted on any level, repressed on any level, suppressed on any level, she may seriously want to think about getting out. And I know that's not a really popular view in India, and yet I think it's important. I think as cultures shift and society shifts and values shift, that the emphasis on staying together, which is beautiful and wonderful and amazing, and I am in awe of the resilience of so many Indian relationships. I think that the space for women or men to leave relationships that are not just difficult and annoying, but actually harmful to them in some way, in which they are actually being repressed, oppressed, suppressed, harmed. There needs to be space for every person to be able to live in an environment that enables them to blossom. And again, that doesn't mean that everybody's in-laws are going to support everything you do. But it means that there is the spaciousness and the freedom to do that without being pushed down on any level or belittled on any level. And so your friend may want to really think about that. I don't know how new the marriage is. She may want to give it some time, especially if she's not actually being harmed in it. Give it some time. It takes a while to work out the kinks, especially in a situation if you don't know each other in advance, especially in the situation when you're marrying families and not just people. Give it a little bit of time. But if after some time you realize, oh my God, this is a harmful situation for my body, for my mind, for my spirit, for my heart, she may want to consider getting out. And I would hope that she would be supported in doing that. Yeah. Beautiful. So before we... Are you here tomorrow? Aap kal bhi hai? Okay, tell me, what is your question? We'll take it quickly. Yes?
Namaste, Sadhviji.
Namaste.
Ma'am, I have only two rules. I have a family and I am a working professional. So, ma'am, as you have said that, we have to play, whenever we are doing any role, we have to play just like an actor. So, ma'am, my philosophy for life is, ma'am, when I am doing anything, my feelings got included in it, ma'am.
My feelings?
Got included in that.
Of course.
In that particular work. So, ma'am, in a company, in a firm where I'm working, ma'am, there are a lot of things which are not good as if we'll talk in context of dharma. So, ma'am, I'm doing really great. So, ma'am, but sometimes it happens that things doesn't go like as
you want them to go.
Right.
Yes.
So, ma'am, it disturbs me sometimes. So, ma'am, my question is like, how to bring a change in a society or in a company where we are working now?
Great. So when I say identify as the actor, not the role, it doesn't mean don't care. It means don't allow your own inner anchoring, your inner grounding, to be determined by the external set of circumstances. That was given in response to a question by someone who had lost faith, lost hope, when what he wanted to happen and had worked for very hard did not happen. What you're speaking about is bringing change in society, change where we work. If there's injustice happening, if there's harm happening, adharma, the lack of dharma happening, we absolutely need to work to change it. But in order to be able to work to change it, we need to not be so emotionally involved, because when I'm emotionally involved, I can't think very well. And so then I end up acting out of my emotions rather than being an effective instrument of change. So regardless of what is happening, you should be able to be anchored and grounded in yourself, in truth, in peace, not wrapped up in the situation. But you should work for it. Because if you're wrapped up in it, you're not going to be able to work well. Then it's going to be, you'll be stuck. It's got to be my way. You're all angry and fighting and competitive and judgmental and wrapped up in it. Instead of that, calmly figure out, how can you bring change? That's what we're all here in many ways in this human experience to do, to bring love, to bring light, to bring joy, to bring peace. So if there's something that is going on that you know isn't right, work to change it in whatever way you can. Just don't work in such a way that you're so emotionally involved that you can't sleep at night and you can't eat properly and you end up getting ulcers. In order to actually bring change in the world, we have to be in peace. So that's the teaching. Okay? Beautiful. So before we end satsang tonight, we have a very beautiful birthday to celebrate. Our beloved Tiffany's birthday. Tiffany has been with us here at Parmarth for the last month so far, doing beautiful, beautiful, beautiful seva, and today is her birthday. And we have a very special satsang tradition when we celebrate special birthdays, is that we sing happy birthday in as many different languages as we have sitting in the audience on that day. So should you speak a language other than English, we're going to have the opportunity to listen to you sing happy birthday in whatever language you can speak in. So we'll begin with the English, because we can all do that together. Then we'll have Sanskrit from our beautiful Rishi Kumars. And then any other languages that you can sing happy birthday in, just raise your hand and we will sing happy birthday in all of our languages. But let's start with English together. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tiffany. Happy birthday to you.
Sudinam, Sudinam, Janmadinam, Tava Bhavatu Mangalam, Janmadinam, Tava. Sudinam, Sudinam, Janmadinam, Tava Bhavatu Mangalam.